We're taking a look at the 2020 PSAC Men's Indoor Track and Field Championships with head coach Dave Osanitsch. Best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, Bill.
They'll be up in Edinburgh on Saturday and Sunday for competition from the Zavarovsky Dome and Shippensburg, looking to make it 10 in a row on the men's side. It's a pretty excellent tradition of success that the team has had, but it's been a lot of work year in and year out that your squads have done to maintain that tradition, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens this weekend, simply because you've had some really outstanding performances so far in the regular season that have gotten you to this point.
Yeah, I'm very excited, Bill, to see it. I'm just like a fan. I can't wait to see what this group can do. We've had a really strong indoor campaign. Again, just like the women's team, the taper looks really good. They look explosive. Their attitudes are positive. Knock on wood, we've been healthy, so I'm really excited to see what we can do.
Is there any specific mindset or thing that you're just making sure that is in their heads so that when they go into this weekend, they're either not overthinking anything too much or anything to that point?
Sure.
What, maybe if you could just speak to that mindset that you want your athletes to be in
I think I really
weekend?
emphasize with them, don't be overconfident. On the men's side, there's some great teams. East Stroudsburg is outstanding this year. I think Joe has done an amazing job with that squad, and they are very, very good. So they need to be watched. I mean, we have to focus on them. That's really, I think it's really a two-team race at this point for the conference championship, and they've done a great job this year. So I've told them, I was like, listen, you cannot be overconfident. They're very strong in the field events. They're solid in the distance. And they're going to score a lot of points. So we just need to focus on what we can control, and that's what I talked a lot about this week, about control the things that you can control within your event. And as we compound those hopeful victories and successes, then we can get to where we want to go. Don't worry so much about what they're doing, but at the same time, don't overlook anyone.
And one thing that you have controlled very well is success in sprints and on the track. If you could maybe speak just a little bit to some of the dynamic successes of the likes of Charles Bowman and Aaron Arp, and even some of your freshmen and sophomores that have joined them in that mix.
We really targeted about 2 years ago, really wanted to strengthen the sprints and hurdles event area. We had some great individuals that were really carrying a lot of the load the last couple of years and just filling the gaps and just getting it done. Well, all that hard work is kind of pinnacled and paid off to this point, and now we have an incredible sprints hurdles group. And I'll go into some names, but I hate it because I feel like I'll miss somebody. Just to kind of go event by event really quick, just starting with the 60 hurdles. You know, Charles is just looking phenomenal. You know, he's got his lifetime PR. Aaron Arp, who wanted to dabble in the hurdles, dabbled pretty well.
Yeah.
And he's
Sub-8 is
going to go to nationals in the hurdles as well. Both Charles and Aaron's performances will get them to the NCAA championships. So really excited to see what they can do in that atmosphere. And Connor Olt, our number 3 guy in the hurdles, has had a great indoor season with a lifetime PR. So the hurdles are very solid for us. And then the 60 is fantastic. Roland Miles and
E.J.
Dorwell both have run 680. I think both of them will run faster than that. Not to be overlooked is Eric Kirk. Eric Kirk has had a fantastic freshman campaign. He's very versatile. He'll be a factor in the 60, the 2, and the long jump, which is wonderful. So he's been just an awesome addition to our team. Mike Lingard, our leader, our veteran, has done a great job of bringing these guys all together and being the glue, and he's run phenomenal as well. He's had a great campaign in the 60 and the 2. So our 60 looks pretty strong. The 200 looks great. We had to make the decision with Aaron, 2 or 4, and with Charles, 2 or 4. So Aaron decided he's going to do the 400. So he'll be with Stevie Brown, who's phenomenal. And I think he shouldn't be overlooked in the 200, even though Mr. Brown is one of the top 400 runners in the conference. I think he's going to surprise some people in the 200 when he comes back off the 4. So he's been another freshman who's just done a phenomenal job as a freshman for us. But also in that 200, it's pretty deep. You have Roland again, you have Eric. I mean, it goes on and on. So that should be a really big event for us, the 200. Like I said, in the 400, I think we have 3 possible scorers. Obviously, you have Aaron, who's going to be awesome, and you have Stevie. Then you have Josh Booth is coming on. So Josh could be a factor there and sneak in there for some points as well. So. And obviously our 4x4 is pretty good. So they've qualified for nationals and they're all set. So I think all those elements in the sprints hurdles are really going to be our hammer at the meet, and then everybody else will be the cavalry. We got to have my jump squad and multi-squad needs to perform well. We have some great individuals as well. You know, in the long jump, we have a whole bunch of guys over 22 mid. So it's just going to be see who shows up that day as far as that goes. And then in the triple jump, obviously, with Shamar coming on at the end of the season looking really good, and Shaq coming off of injury looking really good. So we have two right there point scorers as well. And then in the high jump, I have a young high jump crew with Jordan Winslow and Kenny Ryan. They're getting better and better each week, so they should be possible points winners as well. And then Nate Reed has had a phenomenal year in the multi. I think he's going to obviously have a personal best, and I think he's going to do really, really well. He is getting stronger and faster. And Isaiah Barnes, my freshman in the multi, is doing really well as well. I believe he'll be a possible point scorer as well. So that area should support as well. And then moving to the throws, we have 5 great throwers, and I think they're going to do really, really well. The weight throw has been a real excel for us this year.
Has.
You know, Brooks Bear's had a great season. Cam Stroh's had a great season. Patrick Maloney's had a great season. Josh Herbster and Jake coming off of injury, a little bit banged up. We're trying to get him going too. There's lots of weapons there as well for us to go to. And the shot put, we should have 3-point scorers as well.
And you also can't overlook the contribution to the mid-distance and distance squads with Drew Daly, the freshman, sort of leading some of the charge of that group this year. A young group that started with cross-country and now is transitioning into indoor track.
Yeah, we were almost a complete reboot with the distance, mid-distance, the squad this year. And they've done a nice job over the last 3 or 4 weeks of growing. Drew Daly is unique. He's a talent, and we're excited to see what he can do. He's along with 2 of our other freshmen, Xander Ermold and Joey Budos. I got to say that name right. I think those 3 are going to contribute quite a bit at the conference meet.
And stretching it out to farther distances, the 3K, 5K.
Yeah, Nate Kaplan's been looking really well, and he's coming on, and then hopefully he can become a factor in the 5,000 and the 3,000, along with Kevin Wagner's going to be fresh for the 3,000. So we should get some point contributions hopefully there. So there's definitely, like I said, all elements of the men's team are ready to go.
When you take all of this into then account, Dave, the excitement for the weekend, you know that they're going to be ready, and then it's just a matter of once they get off that bus, the mindset to say, we've got a job to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see the culmination of all these event groups come together and put together a really good year. We've had some really strong teams in the past, and I think this team stacks up to them, so they're kind of competing against history as well. But at the same time, they've got to get the job done. They don't just hand you the blue trophy. You actually have to win it. So we've got our work cut out for us, but I think we're ready to make the trip and go win a championship.
And that will all start on Saturday morning up at Edinboro. Saturday and Sunday, the meet. Be sure to check out shipraiders.com for recaps each night. And also at PSACTF on Twitter, the conference will maintain a results feed as well for you to follow along as each day goes on. Coach Osanitsch, good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Bill. It's always a pleasure.